And we are live. Welcome back with Murphy Mack to another episode of the Fitness Beginner Podcast, where we help you get started on your fitness journey. What is up, everybody? Hope you're having a great day today. For tuning in live, shout out to you. If not, listen to the car on Monday. Y'all have a great day. Y'all have a great week. Go chase your dreams. Do something productive this week. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and not waste any time. We're gonna hop into the podcast topic today. And the podcast topic today is gonna be about weekends and or short vacations. How to conquer the weekend, how to stick to your fitness journey on the weekend or like a short vacation, like a weekend vacation. And the reason I'm putting these two together is because I literally just got back from the beach. So we went to Dolphin Island for the weekend. We were just there for the weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and it was a little mini vacation, is what I like to call it. So, of course, I figured what better way to incorporate this into the podcast because I just did it myself. But yeah, I know weekends are tough because they get you out of your normal routine. Like, I know a lot of people stick to their routine during the week pretty good because they have a set schedule. They know exactly what they're doing, and everything's back to back to back. You have everything lined up in order because you're going to work. You know, you're taking your kids to school, picking them up from school, taking them to practice. You know, you're doing your whole routine during the week, and it's pretty easy. And the weekends are kind of a free for all. They're kind of up in the air, and they're all different. Well, that's why I want to talk about this because you can still win the weekend. Like you can still stay true to your fitness journey, to your goals on the weekend. You don't just have to give it all up. It's not a all in or all out kind of thing. And honestly, like the weekends may be where you're screwing up. The weekends may be killing your gains, maybe killing your weight loss, whatever your goal may be. You may be screwing it up because you may be eating right during the week, doing everything you need to do, diet on point, calories on point, and then the weekend you overdo it and you ruin your whole week's worth of progress. And a lot of people do this, just because the weekend's so different than the normal week. So we want to kind of try to combat this the best that we can. I mean, I know weekends and little vacations they're supposed to be fun, but at the same time, they don't have to derail your progress, and they shouldn't. You shouldn't let them derail your progress, your fitness goals. So we're going to talk about some practical ways to stay consistent on your weekends, on your mini vacations without feeling restricted. So that's what we're going to get into first. So the first segment is mindset. Mindset first. Don't fall into that all or nothing trap that I was just talking about. So weekends, short trips, mini vacations, they're not cheat codes to forget about your goals. Like they're not a reason to forget about your goals because your goals can be ruined on the weekend. That you can still make progress towards them on the weekend, but you can also they can be a positive or negative to your fitness goal. So we have to stick to that. Not to your routine, but stick to eating right, exercise, and things like that. So think of it this way: a little progress beats no progress at all. So if you just do a little bit towards your goals on the weekend, that's a lot better than nothing. And it's a lot better than the opposite of ruining your goals. You know, kind of binge eating, overdoing it, whatever that may be. So consistency is more powerful than perfection. We all know your weekends are probably not going to be perfect. You're probably not going to hit your calories on point, your protein on point. You may not even do your workout exactly right, but a little bit of consistency is better than nothing. It's going to beat that perfection every single time. So think of a little progress is better than no progress at all. And the weekends are a good opportunity to prove the discipline that you've created in real life scenarios. So the discipline you've been building up in your fitness journey, you know, trying to eat right, exercise, be healthier. The weekends are ways that you can prove to yourself that you have been improving, you have been working on, you can stick to your goals, and things like that. So because they're different, people aren't at work. You're to stick to your goals then. So that's when it's going to be most important to prove to yourself that you can do it. So you got to stick to it on the weekend. So some nutrition tips for the weekend. Plan ahead. If you know you're going on a mini vacation, or if you know you got some event coming up, check the menu. If you're going to a restaurant, check the menu. Or bring healthy snacks. Bring a meal prep if possible. Prep meals if possible. So what we did this weekend, we went to Dolphin Island. What we did is we didn't prep any meals, but we took groceries with us. We took some breakfast food with us so we could cook breakfast food at home. That way we didn't have to go out to restaurants and get something that wasn't necessarily healthy or even spend more money going out while on vacation. So we brought food with us to cook. Bringing food is typically cheaper when you buy it at the grocery store, and it's typically more healthy, depending on what you buy, of course. But for the most part, it's cheaper and more healthy. So plan ahead and do that. I also brought some little protein bars with me to help me hit my protein while I'm there. So that's something else you can do. So use the 80-20 rule. So enjoy your indulgent foods in moderation while keeping most meals nutritious or within your goals. So, for example, we cooked our breakfast at the Airbnb, which saved us money, saved us calories for the day. So that was like our 80%, and then the 20%. One night we went and we got ice cream. We got dessert. We got ice cream. That was our indulgent food. But we didn't do that every night. We didn't go get ice cream every night. We just did it one night, and that was cool. So you just got to follow that 80-20 rule. Another big piece of advice, especially on vacation, which I know this is hard to do because you're not always somewhere that's accessible, but hydrate. Hydrating is huge, especially on vacation. Water is going to keep your cravings in check. It's going to keep your energy levels up, and it's going to keep you from kind of overindulging. Because a lot of times when you think you're hungry, a lot of times you're just actually thirsty. So as long as you're keeping water nearby, staying hydrated, that's going to be great for you. Especially if you're at the beach like we were. We were at the beach. It's very hot. We were sweating a lot. So we need to make sure we're drinking water, stay hydrated. And that's just good generic fitness advice in general. And then also another nutrition tip is don't skip meals to save calories. I know that's such an easy thing to do. Ooh, we're not going to eat breakfast today because I know we're going to have a big dinner tonight and we're going to get dessert. Don't do this. I mean, yeah, it works in one way, but it also it will sometimes lead to overeating later because you may think, oh, well, I skipped breakfast. I got a lot of calories to play with. I'm gonna get this extra, extra calorie thing, and then I'm gonna get dessert on top of that. I may even get an appetizer too. So then you're overdoing it, and then you're kind of overeating it. So it I don't know. You can't argue for this one because it does save you calories, but it tends to lead you to overeating later on. So then you end up eating more calories than you would have if you just ate a little breakfast. And if you eat breakfast or lunch, whatever your meal it is, it helps you stay satiated too. So it helps you stay not as hungry. So keeping your energy levels balanced throughout the day is going to be good for indulging and stuff like that. So don't think just skip meals because you're trying to save calories for another meal. So some fitness tips for the weekend. Weekends are normally very busy. If you're traveling, you're definitely doing a lot of things. You probably have a lot of things planned. So short workouts, they still count. They still count. They're better than doing nothing. Even if you have 15 minutes, 20 minutes, that can make a difference. And even if it don't make a difference, like calorie wise or strength training wise, it makes a difference in consistency wise. Like, you still got up, you still worked out on the weekend, you still did your normal routine, and that's honestly worth it. Even if you don't burn that many in 15, 20 minutes, you're not going to burn that many calories. Let's be honest. And it's really not about that. It's about being consistent with your workouts and doing them even on the weekend or on the vacation whenever you have them planned. So they still count. They're better than nothing. And honestly, it's worth it. So for example, what I did was on Saturday, I typically run on Saturdays. That's how my training plan is laid out. I'm running on Saturday. Well, Saturday I still got up and did my run on Saturday. Yeah, I didn't get up in the morning and run like I normally do. I woke up, we hung out for a little bit, ate breakfast, and then I went and ran after, which was a mistake, honestly, because it got hot by then and it was extremely hot. But still get up and do it. If you got a workout plan for that day, get up and do it. Don't let the vacation or the weekend be an excuse for you not doing that planned exercise that you had. You can try some body weight circuits if you're somewhere that don't have if you don't have a gym. Like I didn't have a gym, so but I didn't have a weightlifting plan. I had a run plan, so it's a little different for me. So you could even do a run if you like to run, do some cardio. That's good too. Or if you're in a hotel, most hotels have a little gym, have some kind of gym that you can go in and work out in. So depending on where you're at or what you're doing, you may have to get creative with your workout. You may have to go for a run or work out in the living room or whatever with no weights, body weights, or go to the hotel gym. And then also some things you can do on the weekend or especially on vacations is just being active in some kind of way, in a fun way. So think of like hiking, swimming, walking, playing some kind of sport. So your movement, think of it, your movement doesn't have to be formal. Like your movement doesn't have to, cardio doesn't have to be walking or running. Like you can get cardio in or movement in other ways like hiking or, playing a sport, whatever it is, like depending on where you're at for vacation, there may be something like say you're in the mountains or something in the wintertime, you could go skiing or snowboard. Like that's a good little workout, even though it don't really seem like a workout. So just find active ways to have fun while you're on vacation or on the weekend. Do something like, especially if you're at home on the weekend, you got little kids, go outside, play with your kids, get a ball, throw the ball with them. I don't know, whatever kids like to do nowadays. I know they all play video games and watch YouTube, but hey, get them outside and do something. Let them move around, get some sunlight, and just be active. So, another thing you could do if you really want to, if you want to be a little extra, go above and beyond, is you could pack resistance bands with you, or you could pack like a jump rope with you. Anything that's portable, anything that's effective, that you like, that you could use as a little workout. That's also a good idea. You could do if you know there's not going to be any weights or a gym anywhere near you. So segment number 4, accountability and habits. So set a small, like achievable goal while you're there, like while you're on vacation or for the weekend. So maybe it's I'll move 30 minutes each day, or I'll hit 100 grams of protein each day. So set like little small goals that you can do each day while you're there. Nothing too crazy to where it's taken away from your experience of wherever you're at, but just little small goals that can keep you kind of working towards your goals on the weekend. So maybe it's moving 30 minutes a day, like going for a 30-minute walk or something like that. Or if it's a food nutrition goal, it could be hitting 100 grams of protein or whatever your protein goal is for that day. You could still have those little goals to keep you accountable. Even if you have to, still use your fitness trackers, your nutrition apps. If you have to kind of track the best you can. I know when you're on vacation, it's hard to track because if you're eating at a restaurant or something, eating out, you don't really know how much calories are in things, but you can just guesstimate the best that you can, and this will help you. It'll help you stay mindful, knowing that you're still tracking, you're still trying to do the right things, even though the numbers may be off a little bit. You're still tracking, you're still being proactive towards that goal, and that'll help you just give you that peace of mind when it comes to, sticking to your fitness goal. A great thing to do while you're on vacation or on the weekend is to use a accountability buddy. So bring a friend, a partner in on it, on whatever you're doing. That way y'all have shared goals, and that way y'all can kind of use each other to motivate each other. It's more motivation when you have somebody to do it with. So that's kind of a little built-in hack. If you have somebody, the easiest person to do it is your spouse. Like you and your spouse could hold each other accountable. That's the easiest way to do it, in my opinion. So if you are one of those people that like to journal, at the end of the day, journal or reflect to help you stay aware of your choices that you made throughout that day. Because when you go back and you think about, what did I have today? What did I eat? What did I do? It brings it back to your memory, so you think about it more, and then it's kind of another way of holding you more accountable to that. So then if you slacked off one day, the next day, hey, I may need to pick it up a little bit the next day and have a better day, and then I'll help you out. So segment number 5, vacation does not mean vacation from health or from your fitness journey. It's not an excuse to get away from it. You can enjoy yourself without undoing all your hard work, all the work you've been putting in for months or weeks or however long you've been doing it, all the work you put in Monday through Friday of that week. You don't have to undo it. You don't have to, you don't have to set yourself back. You can still enjoy whatever you want to do on the weekend or on vacation and still work towards your goals. So prioritize feeling good physically and mentally, not just treating yourself. I know we want to kind of use the weekend as an excuse to treat ourselves or vacation to treat ourselves. And yeah, that's cool. When you're on vacation, you want to try new things, try new foods, new desserts because you're in different places. I get it. I totally understand. But just don't overdo it. Do it in moderation. And just make sure you're not, going above and beyond with it. You can also think of it this way. Think about how you want to feel when you get back from your trip or when you get back from, the weekend on Monday. When Monday rolls around, think about what you're going to think of. Like, are you going to be proud of yourself for what you did over the weekend? Are you going to be regretting what you did over the weekend? Are you going to think, oh, I could have done better over the weekend? Or I did pretty good. Stay true to myself. I stuck to my fitness goals. Kind of just reflect on it and think about that because that's going to help you make decisions in the meantime when you think about how you're going to feel later. Because I know a lot of times I'll do something and then regret it for sure. I'll go and eat something, or some kind of dessert or something, and then later I'm like, dang, I probably shouldn't have ate that. Probably should have laid off of that for the day. So sometimes thinking about how you're gonna think of it later can help you make a decision right then and there. So with all that being said, staying on track doesn't mean saying no to fun. It does not mean you can't have fun. It just means that you're saying yes to your long-term goals. So you may have to make a sacrifice on going to get dessert one night if you want to stick to your fitness goals. I'm not saying you can't ever have dessert, but you can't have it, every day. You gotta say no to some things. That way you can still have fun, still enjoy yourself, and stick to your long term goals because that's what it's all about. So remember, small choices add up. Trust your habits, stay flexible, keep moving forward. Don't get into a slump. Don't let the weekend derail you and get you all out of whack, and then you never get back to it when Monday rolls around. So remember that your journey doesn't pause just because it's the weekend, just because it's a vacation. It don't pause. It adapts. So on your weekend, adapt to whatever this new goal is you have. Whatever. If you're trying to lose weight, you need to adapt your weekends to meet those expectations. So yeah, that's pretty much all I got for you on how to survive the weekend, conquer the weekend, whatever you want to call it. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. If you hadn't yet, share the podcast with somebody, subscribe, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, wherever you listen to your podcast at. Go ahead and leave a comment, review. I appreciate it. Other than that, as always, y'all stay consistent, stay strong, keep showing up for yourself. Y'all got this. I believe in you. Do something proactive with your day to day. Don't slack off. You're going to regret it later on. So y'all go get after it. Hope y'all have a great day, great week. Peace, love, protein. We out.